But yeah, this is Mad Monster Mansion. I think, the general consensus is, I believe this is the best, or in general, the favorite level of Banjo-Kazooie across, I think, Banjo fans. I don't know if that's true or not. It seems to be that way. I'd
Hmm.
probably say, because I was talking about this earlier, when I was talking about Bubble Group Swamp. I'd probably, if I'm gonna rank it, I'd say Mad Monster Mansion is 4 to me, number 4, and it's a hell of a level, which again just tells you how good this game is. IMO.
Uh, you talking about both games together or just the first
Oh,
one?
just the first one.
Out of the how many levels are in this game?
9.
Okay, this one is your fourth favorite, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. There's the music's really good though, actually.
See, like for all the franchises that I'm super into, I couldn't really tell you what fans generally think is the best levels. What I can tell you are what levels fans usually hate the most, or if they're the hardest levels. Like if you ask me, like what level does everyone hate in Crash Bandicoot? I'd be like Slippery Climb. Everyone's like fuck that level, but I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Or Spyro the Dragon, Treetops. Everyone was just like, no, the place is terrible.
Oops. Sorry about that. I'm just moving, making sure not to pull my microphone out or anything. Right. So, I can't enter there yet. Well, I can enter it, but I'm not going to because there's no point to it. Just trying to remember how to do this level. Or not do how to do it, just an order to do it.
Right.
I'm actually gonna go to the cellar first.
You're trying to remember the most efficient way of doing the level.
Yeah. Just die. Right. Anyway, this is the cellar. Now, again, one thing I'll say about the stop and swap. There is, in that... Is it that one? Or... Is it one... There's one... I think it is this one that's closed off. Because you can't actually break this, this one. There is actually... I think one of the secret hidden stop and swap eggs are in there. But again, of course, that's just Xbox specific, so... Anyway, in the cell, all you have to do is just break all this shit. Just break the little,
Wait, is that for Xbox only, or can you actually? I thought there was a way to do that in the N64. You just need to like literally just rip out the cartridges and swap them while you play.
Yeah, but that wasn't feasible. Like, that was a rumor. That's why I got the article, and I kind of read it a bit. That was the plan, but it just wasn't actually viable. Like, it just
Did not know that.
I thought it was, but no, I don't think it was actually physically viable to happen. And also, I think Nintendo were worried that people might damage cartridges or the console itself by doing that, by doing it so hastily. So in the end, like the thing is, Rareware, Rareware were always ahead of the times with how they made, with like for example, when you see some of the, like back when they were Ultimate Play the Game, which is the original Rare. That was the original title of Rare. Back in the 80s, like their graphics and their designs were so like ahead of the times, and like their ideas were they're very innovative and unique, but I think it required hardware that wasn't necessarily, it wasn't just flat out wasn't available at the time.
Like Conker's Bad Fur Day was one of the only N64 games that had full voice acting too.
Context
I remember that. That was something where it's like you don't see that. It's like in those days.
So, there is a honeycomb piece on here, but we can't get it yet. But maybe we can later. Yeah, I'm just trying to like... Jesus, why can't I remember how to do this level? Yeah, I'll get there in a second.
I was kind of recently thinking about how weirdly gimmicky Nintendo has been. Like I was kind of thinking about that, and then I kind of thought back on it more and realized they've always been weird since the beginning. Like someone's like, yeah, you remember when like when the NES showed up? The last consoles we had were Ataris with joysticks and the one button, but then they made the D-pad. That was a brand new thing, and then
yeah, it was,
the Super Nintendo invented shoulder buttons, and the N64 was arguably the first one to have a joystick, or a control stick.
Yeah.
Yeah, not joystick. Yeah. And then the GameCube, they just did nothing. But then
small discs.
Yeah, okay, they did nothing interesting. They just did stupid shit.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, I do like the GameCube, but the small disc, that's again, it was a kind of a cool gimmick, but unfortunately, like when you consider that at the time, the hang on. Yeah, it's Godfeather. I thought they were notes. There are notes in here somewhere. There they are. Right, so yeah, the only way to get rid of those ghosts is to use your gold feather. There's a couple of enemies now as you get through this game where unfortunately the only way to get rid of them is to use gold feathers, so you have to deal with that. And actually, with rooms like this where the camera is essentially tucked away in the corner almost, so in that instance when you come to this end, it's tucked away in the corner. Some of the notes or some of the objects are actually tricky to find because you have to run towards the camera, and it's just the angle isn't very helpful in that regard. But like anyway,
Yeah.
oh shit, whoa, what are you doing? Oh, I'm gonna go in here. But I think there's just eggs in here. There may be notes. Oh, I jumped into a candle expecting a thing to jump over a painting. But no, that's the thing, because we're talking about, like, for so many years I've talked about Nintendo being like behind the curve when it comes to like modern gameplay, because Nintendo will always have a place on the market due to, well, I say that, I mean you thought Sega would have had this, but due to nostalgia and just being a great design. Oh Jesus, the honeycomb went flying. But like you would have thought, like they would, but then Nintendo, I hope they don't take it for granted, because like GameCube was really cool with the little discs, but like PlayStation 2 and Xbox, you could, you know, play music on there and play DVDs and stuff, which
also they were stronger systems too.
yeah, they were like little things in comparison, because you know originally the idea to get a game console is to play games on it, but you know that was a nice thing. The amount of times back in the day when I had a PS2, that was my DVD player.
Right. Yeah.
It was. Oops.
See, I look at the GameCube as, yeah, this is the weird thing. I look at the GameCube as far as just the console goes, not talking games, just the console. I think that was Nintendo's like biggest mistake, because that's the only console I have or can think of where, again, not the games, the console itself is just objectively worse than their competitors in every way. They do nothing different, because, like, you know, like I said, NES, that was like its own thing entirely. Super Nintendo, like I said, had the shoulder buttons. They keep on doing new things. N64 did a new thing. And then the GameCube literally just said, okay, let's make the same thing our competitors are making, but the system is not as strong. And instead of having four shoulder buttons, we're only going to have 3.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing about the system itself that's better than the other 2 consoles, but the games saved it. The GameCube had like one of my favorite libraries ever, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Like I'm realizing that more and more. It's like, oh man, I remember Thousand Year Door. I remember the Pikmin series.
Mario Sunshine Versus.
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that one actually. We are still literally on our very last episode. It's actually gonna be a thing where it's like we're at the very, very end, but we never actually finish it, and no one's gonna know who won.
Wow, yeah.
Even though we already know who's gonna win.
Wow, where's that happened before? Where who gets to the very end and doesn't finish projects?
Oh yeah, that's right. There's that thing too. Yeah. Oh well, to be fair, I've done that once now also, but it was my one of my emergency backup LPs, where for some reason like I lost access to my computer and all the videos I had saved, so I had just make new content just to kind of, you know, just just bridge the gap.
Was that Ori?
So I was just randomly playing some of my own NES games, and I played Batman on the NES. And there were 3 there were just 3 videos, I think. That was just a 3-part series, but I couldn't beat the final boss. Couldn't do it.
Dude, when a boss sucks, it sucks. Nah, to be fair, D64, if I was patient, I could have done it.
Yeah, no,
I did do it on the live stream, to be fair.
Oh, you did? Nice.
Yeah, but yeah, like the one I did like was a few years ago now. Anyway, yeah, at least then fall on the floor this time. That Jiggy you can only get when Spooker or Napper or whatever his name is, Napper is asleep, and unfortunately I woke him up because I'm an idiot.
Hang on, I'm literally looking it up right now.
What? Looking
right,
what?
so
Batman.
on the NES, yeah. It was.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, three videos. The whole thing was collectively under an hour long. And just the 3 videos. One's like 12 minutes, one's 22 minutes, and the last one is 16. And somewhere at the very, very end, I put up a little title card saying how long it took me. One moment. There we go. So I'm trying to fight the Joker, and then it cuts to a title card that says 48 minutes, 32 seconds, and 15 game overs later. That was the part where I quit.
Fuck it, I quit, yeah. I've always found this out of place, but yet super cool. Well, I guess it's not out of place because it's like spooky. It's green and spooky. But like, I want to swim in that pool, except the fact that it's possibly cold and has a tentacle in it. Anyway, this is probably the most. This is probably the most memorable bit of Mad Monster Mansion is the church. So we're gonna enter the church now. Really odd that the connotation for the church are that it's scary. To be fair, if I entered a church at night, I'd probably be pretty scared of it, because like church is just massive and they're also great. Well, not all of them have them, but a lot of them do have graveyards outside. So I do get why it's possibly seen as spooky, but
yeah, it is kind of weird. Like, not only that, but like just everything about churches are kind of like just it's kind of like creepy now. Like I think like if you want to make something sound ominous, just add in a church bell, just like dong. Like that's what you do to make things more mysterious or ominous. And if you want to like you want to have some creepy music, just put a church organ in there, and there's your creepy soundtrack. Yeah, it's weird to think about that. That the fact that churches, which is, like I said, a place of worship, are now they've somehow along the way turned into just the trope for a creepy environment. That's what you do now, I guess.
Although I do really like the music in this area, like the organ music in the church is really cool. Not that I can hear it much, but
yeah,
I do like it.
Yeah, Grand Kirkhope was always good.
I mean, I sing that. It probably isn't even that bit of the song, but
yeah.
But I love the bit where it's like.
I think someone told me, I haven't looked it up at all yet, but someone said that they've announced Yooka-Laylee 2 at E3.
Have there? I know that there were. I think I saw something on Twitter about that being a possibility. So if there is, that's cool.
I'm gonna do that right now. I'm just checking.
Here's another. Oops. In a bit. Here's another. Well, actually, I'm gonna get a jiggy first. Actually, I don't think you do get jiggy from this. Oh no, you don't. Never mind. Yeah. So this bit's another thing, just like the Gobi's Valley matchmaking puzzle sort of thing. This is Moat Sand. Fucking clever name. But this is Moat Sand, the little ghostly hand that plays the organ. I don't know what song he plays. But it's not even a song, he just plays notes. But actually, speedrunners memorize all these keys, because it's the same ones each time you play.
Oh, okay, hang on. Looks like I found it. Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair.
Not bad, Bear, but now watch me. Can you copy this tune? Amaze I'll be.
Yes, we have a trailer from E3, from the Nintendo Direct.
For what it's worth, this isn't a song. He's just playing random keys. This definitely does not make a melody.
Oh, it's a 2D game. That's interesting. They're making a 2D platforming game that looks kind of like Donkey Kong Country almost.
Oh wow, that's good. Again, nostalgic. It'll definitely appeal to a certain audience.
I'll have to watch for this, yeah. Because I personally thought Yooka-Laylee was good. Not like the best thing I've played, but it was good. I liked it. Yeah. I'm seeing Yuka swinging on ropes and dodging like spiders that are dropping out of the ceiling.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's definitely an inspiration from DKC there, the way that you've described that. Swinging from ropes. Well, it's like
Yep,
almost like similar to the vines.
he just died. Got respawned at a checkpoint. Doesn't seem to be a life counter unless it's hidden or just not there yet.
Ukulele.
Oh, I
So,
didn't even finish. I didn't even finish that freaking video.
I didn't mind it. It's no DK rap though.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to just remain airborne for this because there is a thin bridge and cross, but I'd rather not. So, if on one side there is a honeycomb piece, and on the other side there is a grunty switch. That's in the rafters of the church.
Looks like Grunty has something in her eye.
I hate when I get... My eye! I'm not supposed to get jiggies in it! Oh, is it jigs? Yeah, I think it's like... That's a Lenny reference. Because like Lenny's always like... Oh, like from The Simpsons, Lenny's like, my eye! I'm not supposed to get pudding in it! I think there is an episode where he gets a jigsaw piece in it. My eye! I'm not supposed to get jigsaw pieces in it! I love Lenny. Not Lenny! Right, I'm gonna do the roof of the church first before I do the fuck you pots.
See, that sounds more like something that sounds like more like a Ralph line to me.
I'm learning.
I'm not sure why, but I can imagine him doing that. My eye! I'm not supposed to get pudding in it.
Nah, I can't remember. Yeah, there's an episode where like a Homer, like Burns hires Homer as like his. I think Smithers is away for a bit, so he hires Homer as his. I don't know if this is. I can't remember. Basically, Homer's like his, like his sidekick for or like his assistant to make him laugh. So like, he comes to he goes to this bit where where they're in the canteen, and he just gets this tray of puddings and he throws them at Lenny. Lenny's like, "Oh my eye! I'm not supposed to get pudding in it," and then they start laughing. And he throws another one at Lenny. And he's like, "Ah!" I think it's his other eye or something. Then he throws one at Carl, and Burns is like, "What are you doing, man? That's Carl." So it's fine. Basically, you can bully Lenny, but you can't bully Carl.
Yeah, apparently.
Right, so we'll be silent for this, just so we can all interpret for ourselves what the pot...
Thank you.
what the pot says.
Did you say it yet?
No, he's already said it.
Okay.
Fuck
I can't
you.
tell. Fuck you.
God. I do always think of the Grand Kirko, the Game Grumps episode when I see this. He's like, "Oh, go and get your ass in there," and then John keeps missing. It's like, fucking move!
Thank you.
And I haven't watched Game Grumps in so long, but I think I saw another one just pop up the other day where they were playing like some sort of Halloween game with no, it wasn't even Halloween. It was completely unrelated. They were just playing Mario Party, but with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I was like, huh, okay, wow.
As you do. Yeah, that's casual.
I think there was one where they were playing some sort of like one of the Crash Bandicoot racing games, not one of the good ones, but they were playing that with the star from Stranger Things was chilling with them.
Oh,
What was his name? Finn Wolfhard.
one of the good racing games? That's just your opinion, man. Oh,
Nah,
God.
it's kind of everyone's opinion.
Thank you.
CTR, awesome. Crash Team Racing, awesome. Crash Nitro Karts, good but not as good. Everything else, eh. Like, they're not horrible, but no one really talks about them.
Fuck you. I mean, I always do that. We all know it says thank you, but it's just funny to do.
Yeah, it's weird. The more I'm watching you play this game, the more I'm seeing like more and more things. Okay, when I played ukulele, it was from somebody who only sort of somewhat knew the Banjo-Kazooie game. So there's a couple things I recognized, and now I'm seeing more and more shit that like I didn't know before. Like there's one on ukulele where you just need to fertilize the plants. Like you gotta get all of them to get a thing. And there's you just did that exact thing here. And there was one where like you had to like ground pound like the camel and spit out the water. In ukulele, there's one where you need to ground pound this sentient cannon and make him spit out the cannonball. And just like little
Ooh.
details where I'm noticing more and more parallels that I didn't know before.
Yeah, but again, it kind of makes sense in a way. But I don't want to copy it too much, but yeah, like definitely there's probably homage there, isn't there? It's kind of like a natural sort of.
Honestly, no. I think that ukulele was them trying to copy Banjo-Kazooie as much as they could possibly get away with. Like that's the way I look at it. Is that they wanted to make a Banjo-Kazooie, so they made that. That's the way I look at it. Is that they weren't even trying to hide what it was.
Anyway, I'll go to the hedge maze now. I think there's the last Jinjo's in here somewhere, and there are, I want to say 8 notes. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyway.
it sure would be great if you could switch to a top-down camera angle.
Well, you kind of get one, but it's slightly slanted, isn't it? So, anyway, the last
Yeah,
Jinjo's in here, so that's cool. I'm gonna have a quick drink whilst he's celebrating.
I guess I'll have one too.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
That's the thing though, guys. When you're talking for like, at this point, 50 minutes straight, like of recording time, you kind of need a bit of a drink.
It's even worse when I'm like, again, I'm making like scripted videos where I'm reading off a script and trying to say these lines correctly, and like, and if you're sitting up here doing that for like over an hour, it's like, oh crap, like I need to. Like yeah, you need to have a drink on you for that stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like I need to hydrate myself.